Well, the story is interesting because it really provides a fascinating illustration of how American foreign policy has managed to blow up in its face once again. The United States has had this policy now for over 35 years of organizing and training these mujahideen groups, ostensibly for the purpose of using them against other nations or forces that they regard as adversaries. It was whether it's the Soviet Union, whether it's Iran. The United States heavily armed and trained the mujahideen during the 1980s during the war in Afghanistan, when the Soviets were occupying Afghanistan. The United States, along with Israel and Saudi Arabia, have essentially tried to work both ends against the middle, because on one hand they are in opposition to the mujahideen, to this kind of front Sunni insurgency. At the same time, they've also tried to use them as a weapon against the Shia, against Iran, against other forces that resist American hegemony in the Middle Eastern region. And of course, what the United States has tried to do in the war on terrorism is recruit people from throughout the Middle Eastern region and throughout the Central Asian region as an anti-terrorist force. And what they've done is they've made common cause with these various tyrannical states that exist throughout that part of the world, whether it's the Gulf states, and whether it's Saudi Arabia, whether it's Kuwait, whether it's the Emirates, whether it's nations like Tajikistan or Kazakhstan or Turkmenistan. They've tried to recruit these nations as partners in this war on terrorism, and they've brought people from these regions to be trained as an anti-terrorist force through institutions like Blackwater. Blackwater is a mercenary force. It's a private mercenary force that operates in collusion with the American government. And what they've done is they've brought people to be trained ostensibly as a weapon against the insurgents in the Middle Eastern region or in Central Asia. And then what they're seeing as with this particular story is a situation where it's blown up in their face once again, and you see these kinds of forces are defecting, and they're going over and essentially joining the other side. And now you have the spectacle of anti-terrorist fighters that were trained by the American forces that are actually defecting now and going over to the Islamic State. So it's a really fascinating phenomenon to behold, and it's something that's been going on for decades.